All you avid seekers out there, good day, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching this. The topic I have for you is one that is very dear to my heart, and that is the higher self. There are some of you who may already be aware of this great being, and then there are those who may not. And for those who do not know who and what your higher self is, this is for you and anyone else that cares to tap in. The higher self is you. It is the greater part of you that is in a higher dimension and is your director through this life. When you took on human form, you only placed a small amount of your soul and your consciousness in this human physical body. The greater part of you stayed on the other side of the veil and is your guide, your main guide through this lifetime. Now, you have many guides and angels who are always with you. They come and go according to wherever you are on your path and what is needed at that specific time. But your higher self is always there, always, because your higher self is you. So when we come here on this planet, or when we take on physicality on any planet or universe, we are required to take the veil of forgetfulness, which means we need to forget our life in the stars. We need to forget who we really are. Because if we remembered, it would be more difficult to stay here, and it would certainly interfere with our learning and our growth. So we take the veil of forgetfulness, and then our task is to remember who we are and where we came from. And for some, why we are here. Now, not everyone has chosen that path. There are those souls who have chosen to not pierce that veil. There are those souls who have chosen to not remember who they are and where they come from. And that's just fine. Everyone's path is different, and none is better than the other. They're just different. Now, when the time is right, your higher self, this greater part of you, will begin to urge you to remember. And this can happen in a number of different ways, and it's not the same for everyone. But for those who chose to remember, they will feel an urging. They will feel like there's something missing from their life. They will feel like there's something they still need to do and be and remember, but they don't know what it is. So that gentle prodding, that gentle urging, is what I like to call the call of the soul. The aspirant, the disciple, the incarnate here has the choice to heed that call or to ignore it. It's entirely up to the incarnated person. When the call is heeded, then and the disciple continues forward on that path, there is usually no going back, because there is that driving force that causes a soul to want to remember, to want to know who they are, where they came from, and why they're here. And that wanting to know is so strong that it just kind of takes over for the rest of the lifetime. Not always, but sometimes. It depends on the soul. So then the seeking, the searching begins, and it is never ending, because we always want to learn and know more. It's like opening a doorway. Okay, we've opened that doorway. We've explored everything, and now we'll move on to the next one. And I wonder what's behind the next one. And it gets very exciting and very complicated sometimes. But our task is to continue forward and do the best we can. Now, for some souls, they have chosen, some have and some have not chosen, to make a connection with that higher self. And the more we make the connection telepathically, or we can talk to that great being aloud or telepathically, the more we make that connection, the stronger it becomes. And it is a process. It doesn't usually happen overnight. It can take weeks or months or even years sometimes to make that, solidify that connection. But it's very important to some souls to go forward and do that. And when that soul makes the connection, continues forward, and the connection becomes strong, that is when the incarnate soul begins to merge their consciousness with their higher self. And for some incarnated souls, that is the goal of the lifetime, is to accomplish that merging of consciousness. And it's amazing. It can be difficult. It can be because we struggle. We struggle between two worlds. And yet that call of the soul, knowing that there's our higher self on some ship, on some planet that is guiding us, it's very exciting. And it causes us to continue on, wanting to know more, and wanting to really make that solid connection. When the merging of the consciousness is complete with the higher self, I've heard it said that one has touched the face of God, meaning we have reached our divinity. We have met with our divine self. And it can be very, very wonderful. So I wanted to share that with you, and I hope it's been helpful. So until the next time, I'll say goodbye for now. Bye-bye.